Hey Covenant, my name is Pastor Griffey, the Associate Director of Discipleship, and this is Wednesday Rewind. This past Sunday, we started a new series based on Wesley's 3 simple rules. And we started with the first one being do no harm. And this idea, and what we really talked about, is that we do not want to cause harm to other individuals. We don't want to cause them to be distraught or downtrodden. But I'm going to expand that a little bit because I think sometimes pain can be a good thing. As we see often in like injuries, pain is going to let us know that there's an issue. Pain is going to let us know, hey, this requires attention. And very often in the church, we try to shy away from kind of hurting others' feelings. Now, I know our culture can be very sensitive to feelings, and I want to be sensitive to that as well. I'm not advocating that we just hurt people for the sake of hurting, but sometimes correction hurts. Sometimes accountability hurts. And what I want to read today is from Galatians, and this is talking really about accountability in the church, and we're spurring each other on to good. And this comes from Galatians 6, and we're going to read verses 1 through 5. Brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. But watch yourselves, or you may also be tempted. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. If anyone thinks they are something when they are not, they deceive themselves. Each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. For each one should carry their own load. So this entire idea, this concept, is that we're trying to carry each other's burdens. We're trying to help each other in this sanctification process and becoming more and more like Jesus. For example, do you think when Jesus tells Peter to get behind him, Satan, that made Peter feel uplifted or encouraged or good? No, that probably hurt. And I think that kind of flies in the face of this idea that we're talking about do no harm. That hurt him. It caused pain. But ultimately, it was for his good. It was for his benefit. Jesus knew what he was doing. Peter was trying to correct the Savior of the world, and Jesus had to put him in his place, for lack of a better term. But that ultimately caused goodness in Peter. Peter learned from that experience. Peter also recognizes that Christ was the Savior, that he was the Messiah, that he was there at the beginning as part of the Trinitarian Godhead. So it's not that the harm caused was unnecessary, it is that the harm that was caused was necessary and it was beneficial. And I think that is where sometimes we are too cautious or we're too slow to correct someone, but we're like, oh, that might hurt their feelings. But I know in my own experience as a parent, there are many times that my daughter's going to be upset with me and say, oh, you don't care about me, you don't love me. For example, not going to get into all of this, don't want to dox my own child, but she was very upset last night because I asked her to wash her hands. Now, this is the girl who picks her boogers all the time. She sucks her thumb constantly, and we had just been playing at our public park for an hour, and we were getting ready for dinner. I love my daughter, and so there are times, yeah, I'm going to upset you. I'm going to frustrate you. I'm maybe going to even hurt your feelings, but it is for your own good. There are times that people do that to me as well. Perhaps I am not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Someone recognizes that, someone notices that, and they say something. And that allows me to see, hey, I need to correct myself here. So as we look in these 3 simple rules, these ideas, I don't want to be so black and white and say, do no harm just holistically, because harm can sometimes be beneficial. And I will say that's very difficult for me because I am very black and white as it is. I'm very concrete in that way. But I want you to think outside of that and think about where in your life maybe you need correction. Perhaps this is me hurting your feelings. Perhaps this is me pointing out something to you. And I believe that as a future pastor of this church, as my role and as my responsibility. And so I hope that this can be a sign to you to kind of evaluate yourself. Join us next week as we look at doing good in all that we do.